Vitality to keep proving that they're the best team in the world. Heroic proving that they can keep beating expectations.
The pistol round begins on the deciding map. ZywOo gets boosted up in middle, and Heroic commit heavy resources to the bottom of the ramp. Shush is charging up, and it's quick from Heroic, but it's blasted by that grenade.
That is a beefy orc nade. Well done from Apex. Nert's going to clear out the corner so his teammates can scale up.
Oh no. Nert's calls, he's missed the smoke. This doesn't give them cover on the left side of that bomb site, so there's going to be a big gap there. They don't have the full execute, and ZywOo doesn't care. He's going to run right into it. He's going to go down to Tesses, and this is becoming an absolute massacre, and it's Vitality's bodies that litter the floor. It's Heroic coming out on top of this pistol round, and they do it in style without losing a player.
Maybe they should just run that strat without throwing the left side smoke from now on, because that worked just about perfectly. That pulled everyone from Vitality to swing into that fight, and they just got obliterated.
It fully pulls ZywOo into that gap too, right? Because the smoke doesn't come up. So ZywOo goes to try and fight short, and they're ready for it. They're ready for that swing, and ZywOo goes down on the pistol without finding anything. And he's one of the best pistol round players on the entire planet, and they don't get him involved in it. Heroic goes straight to rifles on the majority of players. MAC-10 on 2, and Vitality come back with a force buy. There's a chance to settle into this one if you're Vitality, if you win this force buy, but it's got to take a fairy tale here from Mezzi.
He's the only one here. His teammate Spinks has just shifted off as well, very far away, and needed to be an instant headshot, and it's not going to be. It's going to be absolutely nothing. Spinks hustling over, but I don't think there's any recovering this bomb site. You don't have any of the weaponry to actually fight back with. 1 kill, but brought down to 3, and now it would have to be something from ZywOo.
Yeah, he's jumping up over construction. A little closer to the bomb site, but he's lost his in-game leader. Apex is gone, and ZywOo hits the headshot. No, he can be out of this world. He needs another one, and he's taking damage on that second fight, and ZywOo's filtering away, realizing he has Kevlar, and a picked up SMG. Flames is with him, so if they can get away, that would be a big save. Problem is, Tessis is pretty close by, but it looks like they're going to dodge him.
What a map 2 Tessis had as well in a loss.
Oh, yeah.
Stunning performance. He was unkillable. He won a number of rounds. Like, we were just trying to distract. Set Flames up for 1 kill at the end, and it's not going to happen. The Deagle not on point. So 2-0, and all that Vitality have to work with is this Deagle and the SMG in the hands of ZywOo.
We've chanted ZywOo's names in many arenas around the world over the years, but not often have we been given the luxury to say it in the Spodek.
Just once.
One match he's had in the Spodek, and it was a 2-1 loss to Team Liquid in the quarterfinals last year. Team Liquid not exactly in the strongest form then either.
No, not at all. That was a shocking, disappointing loss last year for Team Vitality. As would this be if they end up losing?
Well, this will be worse. At least they made it to the quarterfinals last year. They wouldn't have. If they go out here, they've only won 1 map.
Crazy to think about as teams are gearing up for the major. This being one of the most coveted trophies in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I mean, the RMR is just around the corner. At least you would have some time to prepare for that, I guess. Eyes on the prize here in Katowice.
Ooh, Vitality shifting away. They haven't heard any information. Heroic is being very quiet. Maybe a chance with that stack at the bomb site with the SMGs, with the MAC-10, with the MP9, with the Deagles to create something. But now that they're out of position, again, Heroic's going to have an easy waltz into the B bomb site. And Vitality just now hearing the telltale signals that they're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Nice clearance on the B-bomb site, still with utility. They go through the motions here, Heroic, but they're losing
damage.
Players. Nertz is down, and Shush has lost a lot of health. He's down to 25, and remember this flank from Apex? Well, he's behind them now, and he finds Shush low on health. ZywOo flies in with that MP9 he saved, and that is a miracle round out of nowhere for Vitality.
Let's go, boys! Let's go, boys.
And Apex giving it all, getting the boys hyped up, making sure Heroic can hear them across the barrier. First round snatched away, and 4 upgraded weapons for Vitality. They come into this with barely anything and scrape together a victory.
Let's go! It's a fucking clean! New miss! Let's go, boys!
He's taking time to wipe spit off the monitor as he goes.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
The next player that puts that headset on, I would recommend taking a wet wipe.
Oh, here we go. Calling them newbies, just the worst insult in esports.
Newbies. I like it. It's not just noobs, newbies. And Shush has got that headshot on Mezzi. What a swift response into the next round for Heroic. A blistering opening towards B.
Yeah, Mezzi's been taking a lot of liberties, a couple liberties in the early going. Previously with just, 5-7, lesser weaponry. Now he loses a big one, and that causes Spinks to have to fall back because he knows mid is wide open. Before Apex shifts over to get eyes on it, Spinks has a responsibility of like 2/3 of the map.
Yeah, Spinks. He's just peeking between two different angles. He knows there's timings as to which he can miss his opponents and they can slip on by and take a lot of control.
Apex is in trouble.
He's uncomfortable. He's calling back for Apex and the timing doesn't work out for the Frenchman. He's brought down. Now Spinks sees the shadow, knows where his next fight's coming from, but can't dodge the flashbang and therefore cannot dodge Nikodos.
It's just, look how nice and easy and good looking it is when Heroic gets that opening kill. Just works the map perfectly. Apex comes back and Spinks didn't have deep enough information to let Apex know they can be all the way pushed up. Just sidelined. From emphatic celebration to just getting absolutely deleted.
He's got to wipe the tears off his face.
I mean, Vitality has to be careful. This could be another slow start if Heroic's able to build on this victory. And the biggest thing, a couple kills perhaps for the SMG. They line up. Flames and Shush each get one. The team kills mixed in there. But it's just, starting all these maps off so slow is so detrimental. The nice thing for Vitality is the fact that in the previous round they were able to get 4 rifles for free. They've got plenty of money to buy up in this next one. But you don't want to get buried another 5-1 hole, 6-1 hole.
Especially when you're winning rounds, you shouldn't, right? If you take a round like that, where you've got a saved SMG, you get in with pistols, you feel like that's just sort of lifeline, an opportunity to build this first half start up. But it hasn't been the case here for Vitality, and we've seen that a few times in the series where they really are struggling to get consistency going.
It looked like a mistimed flashbang there between Spinks and Mezzi. Spinks flashing so he can get the peek down the stairs, and he just jumps a little bit too early for when it pops.
Yeah, and that is frustration for Apex. You can see him talking through that with his team, and oh my god, you can't get a worse start to a round than that for Flamesy.
You can't get a worse start in back-to-back rounds when you consider Mezzi was taken out in the first 10 seconds of last round. Now Flames is taken out in the first 10 seconds of this round. Vitality's playing back-to-back rounds at the man disadvantage. This time, at the very least, they haven't had they don't have a gap in the defense. They just have a weaker defense at this A ramp.
And they have Zaiwu in his prime position, but that's not what this first fight's coming. It's Spinks once again in middle, under scrutiny. And nearly gets taken out there. He's very fortunate to have dived down at just the right time. Plenty of utility now coming in for Heroic, but yet to show commitment, and Spinks actually gets that information.
Well, that's a limp-wristed smoke that came out because Apex had the peak.
Here comes a peek over the top of this boost. Mezzi has moved forward closer to the wood, and oh, that's a heavy dismount. That's going to snap his ankles and give all the information left and more liberties from Mezzi. He's frozen like a statue, 45 seconds. 3 players left for Vitality, and Spinks has been spotted, knows he can't stay there, goes around for the peak and brings out Shush. But there's plenty more where that came from, and Vitality desperately needed.
They have to take care of middle before they can worry about the B bomb site. Oh, Apex can't convert the second. That's round done.
Yeah.
Zaiwu shouldn't even come close to going for this with the AWP.
They're avoiding Zaiwu so well at this point. Like, he's not getting involved in these rounds.
Don't do that, Nikodos. Don't do that, because now he's going for it.
Oh god, they've offered him a chance. Hydra's soul from his grasp, but Zaiwu comes back with the AK, but is taken out in the end. Yeah, you usually don't want to give him any kind of opportunity there.
No, that's a bit too much from Nikodos, and he knew it probably as soon as he was taken down. Thankfully, they still hold on, and it's Vitality still on the back foot. Here's the opening. Double nade and some spam. This flash peek has not worked at all of the 2 times it's been ran. And from there, it's just a trade game for Heroic. Nice and easy. They're up 4-1.
Nice kills, everyone. Good shit, guys.
You mentioned the Des talking about the Vertigo struggles of Vitality. So far, they're up struggle street. M4 for Mezzi. MP9s and Deagles. This could be another tough round to stomach.
Lost this map to Ents to put him in this elimination match. Lost it 6-13.
two new rosters they're going up against in this competition. Hence first, Heroic now in front of them. And Zaiwu, they're coming towards him. Big shot on the Deke. Is there any more for Zaiwu as he stands on default? Giving him a couple of chances here, but he's not finding the follow-up, and they give him respect. They drop back, but look at Spinks' positioning. He's behind. He's cutting off this rotation, and they want to rotate because they've got space made by Tesses on the other side of the map. So the issue is Spinks is going to be cleared, and they predict it, they read it, they get the headshot, avoid that problem, and now we transition on board with Tesses, who's ready for his kill on Apex. It's labored, but it's effective, and it's a headshot through.
Zaiwu and Mezzi are here, though, at the A bomb site. Deagles in the M4. Mezzi needs a connect. He does. Wow. Zaiwu adds one more. Double peek. Kicks and gets away somehow. And Nertz, oh, he was just coming to join up with them, so they have no standing to rotate off. But Flames and Mezzi have to split. Yeah,
they know that they can't stay committed to one bomb site unless they want to go for the gamble. And both players are now leaving the A bomb site. And this is giving the chance here for Heroic. Limited time. There's no nade for Heroic to really get away with this. Just one smoke they can place. If Vitality had some nades, it could make this retake easier, but they have zero. Zilch, and Kicksan's going to drop back, using that one piece that they had to give them a safe corridor to set up for a post plant. Mezzi gets boosted, looking for a head towards Sandbags. He's got the right read, but Nertz is showing nothing. There's nothing to show just yet. They're waiting for Vitality to make the move and tap that defuse. There's no kit. There's limited time for Vitality to make this one happen. There's the first tap. Nertz peeks on contact with his teammate, and Mezzi has to clutch. He's looking for it down close, but Nertz will secure it. Heroic went all across the map, but eventually come out with a round win.
It was dicey, though. Vitality made a real bid for it with those Deagles. Timeout taken from the CT side. Vitality under so much pressure. And Nertz still gesturing over, still being in their face every chance he gets.
It's so impressive how Heroic were able to stay composed across the whole round here and seesaw between both sides of the map, given their circumstances, given the information they were finding as they moved.
Yeah, it really was. And I think, I mean, even that Spinks push, you know, with the SMG, they'd seen that just previously, a couple of rounds before. They'd seen that same exact push, so this time prepared for it.
Oh, Mezzi having a tough game over there on that B-bomb site. Any sort of activation play is going against them. The flashes aren't connecting the way they should, and Mezzi just isn't stopping them at the door. Still fragging as well as he could.
I think he'll be okay when he settles it down. This is 2 times he's tried to be aggressive. 2 times it's gone away from him. I can't imagine he wants to go back to it at this point. So maybe playing a little bit more of a standard round deep in the B bomb site might help him out a little bit.
Yeah, it feels like Spinks is kind of being pulled limb from limb in the position he's in. Like, he's looking at so many different angles so often.
2 of the limited full gun rounds we've had in this game have started out with the Heroic kill within the first 10 seconds. So like Vitality on some level probably feel like they haven't even had a chance to play the game quite yet.
Running out of chances. And this is the last chance. And it goes deep. It's Spinks that takes significant damage from it. He's down to 55 health. And Nikudos receives a little off the top too. But no one's dead yet. And that's the first sort of round here in Vertigo where we've been able to settle into things. And see a 5v5 for a minute. Zaiwu and Flamesy trying to get a little bit more proactive, and they're going to be walking towards Tesses, who's had a fantastic game today.
You heard the scope as well.
Oh, he's underneath them. Oh, it's Tesses with the double, ravaging through Vitality, and he might even get more here too. Tesses is just standing in the same position. His teammate Kicksan is gone, and now they move their way through middle. Mezzi's in such a tough spot, having to think about 2 positions again, and it's Nertz that takes him out this time. Vitality crumble at the hands of Heroic once again, and Tesses is their nightmare at the moment. Spinks is looking to get him, but Tesses is untouchable once more, finally brought down, but the round's already done. They're so far away from getting into a retake scenario. 6-1, Jason. Heroic are dominating Vitality at the moment.
And I got to give them credit. Like, at a certain level in this series, it's like Vitality's just off. And now at this point that it's happening so consistently, that Heroic is working this map so effectively, they're just straight up beating Vitality. I mean, this is every time they've got a pick, they're splitting this B bomb site. It's been their kind of go-to when they have an advantage. And it's been so hard to stop for Vitality. A lot of it, obviously, when you get 2 kills coming up scaffolding, you just don't have the resources. But just a miss clear.
I mean, we've heard
But it's also, Tessus hears that scope. He hears them scope up just above him.
So that allows him to position himself.
And he's just ready and waiting patiently for it.
Yeah, like this. Really well done. They were so confused as to where he was.
I mean, when you peek as Flames, you've actually got some deep angles that you have to worry about. Deep in the corner along the wall. You have to worry about deep, down A ramp at the base of A ramp against the boxes peeking up at you. That position that Tessus is in is like the third priority clear.
When I spoke to Tessus after their loss versus G2, he said, man, m0NESY just had a super game.
Yeah.
And he was the player that beat them. Vitality have ZywOo, the #1 player in the world, but he's not playing like that today. He's not taking over the server. He's not individually breaking apart Heroic. And Heroic is staying in that because of this.
Tessus going to follow up these footsteps as you want to make a dynamic play. Here's the Deagle spam, here's the weapons.
Oh, he knows, he senses the timing. He unleashes himself through that smoke, and ZywOo and Flames have no standing on the A side. Tessus, that is incredible. They flick back to Apex as well, and Vitality stand with just 2 players, and Mezzy's trying to be mighty. He switches to the AK-47, but he is gone, and Vitality are crumbling in the map that decides everything, that decides their fate in Katowice. It looks like this curse is still alive.
Bro, Tess is just working these kids. That is so unreal. I mean, it's so well calculated as well. You hear the spamming from the Deagle out of ammunition. He's supposed to be the safety net for ZywOo for that eventuality, and Tessus just destroys everyone. What a transfer onto Apex. This is where you're like, yeah, m0NESY wrecked you yesterday, but how would you like to have one of those games now? How would you like it if it's your turn? Back-to-back maps, Tessus is putting Vitality in their place.
And Tessus is the player that, when Heroic were seeing a downturn in results last year when they had Katie, when they had Stown and Yabby, Tessus was the player everybody was putting on the chopping block. We thought if Katie and if Stown stayed and Yabby was there, then Tessus would be the player that would be getting cut. But he is stepping up in this new roster. He's the player that remained back in Heroic, and it looks like he's finding his feet under Kixan. Here we go, Vitality, a buy is back. Sure, the last few have had a few weaknesses here and there, but no excuses this time. You've got it, M4s across every player, and a decent amount of utility.
And once again, it's like Vitality just playing it in like a recovery mindset. Like, we had to get something in this half.
Been able to do it at points, particularly on Anubis, they were able to come back into it. Tessus, this time is slapped away, this time given the slap on the wrist. He's damaged and scared off and will not continue his push on the A bomb site. So instead, Heroic will transition their gaze to this B bomb site instead. And Mezzy, well, he's had a tough time. He's here again alone. His teammates are starting to drift over on that rotation. And that comes quite quickly, actually. So he will have some help.
I think this is going to end up being a fake, though. The question is, can Nerds create anything? This is how Heroic have built this lead as well, as find an opening pick somewhere, work the map.
Well, Mezzy has to get out of there, crosses into the smoke he just threw down. And because Nerds was elevated over the wood, it's an easy kill for Nerds in the end. And Flames pulls his grenade, and oh my god, they're pushing him. Fortunately enough, they get back around the corner, and Flames, he is allowed to stay alive, but they come back for seconds. Kixan loves an aggressive push, and this time punished by Flamesy. But Nikodos moves forward in behind those sandbikes, and this bomb is looking to finish on that B site. Spinks had a chance to end it there and now, but here he is inside. ZywOo denies that bomb plant, and there's no time for Nikodos to get back. ZywOo has saved them.
There's time.
Unloaded, there is. He's coming back, and ZywOo has actually got a good position still. Okay, Nikodos, he was faster than I thought. He was closer than I thought. And with this AWP, he might just pull Heroic back into this round. ZywOo has to win it, and eventually he does.
Stone cold. Nice round from ZywOo, being patient at that B bomb site the whole time. That's Heroic challenging multiple parts on the map at the same exact time. It's basically isolated 2v2s at the B bomb site and at the A bomb site. Mezzy gives one up, strays a little bit out of the smoke. Nerds with a good angle to look for the escape. Smoke gives away the indication someone is there. Thankfully, Spinks and ZywOo can just barely hold on.
So their first tactical timeout for Heroic, his Vitality see their second round.
And that very easily could have gone a horrifying direction, because I actually think Kixan played that so well.
It was so sick.
Over towards scaffolding, finding Flames, faking the reload when he's out of money, coming right back through the smoke.
If he just had a few more bullets in there.
One or two more bullets, or just one that hits the head, it might be different. 5-round lead for Heroic coming out of the timeout. And for them, it's just business as usual. Keep doing what we're doing. Everything's working. We're finding picks at B, finding picks at A, exploiting mid when we have a man advantage. Keep going. You guys are doing this perfectly. For Vitality, it's just like, man, we're still not hitting the peak. We're still not in the flow state. We're still not playing well together. They're just trying to carve out enough rounds to work with in the second half.
Plenty of presence towards ramp again for Heroic. Tessus has been so good at getting that control, getting up and causing a lot of pressure to the Vitality defense. And this time it's Kixan again through short. Feels almost identical to the last round.
But this is Tessus. Yeah, Tessus gets another opening. That's a good find. Apex is forced out into the open, taken down by Kixan. Now, the bomb is still dropped way far back at the base of the ramp. It's back on the bridge. Nerds has got to go pick that up. There's time for Vitality to recover this still.
Yeah, but Kixan's taken so much space. Look at this. He's pushed all the way up into the site. So even if they come through elevator, if they're distracted by the players actually inside of the site, this might set up Kixan with that MAC-10 to do some devastating damage. And Vitality still a long way off. They're coming back now. And ZywOo is considering the position that Kixan is standing in. And ZywOo reads it. ZywOo gets that kill.
I don't think it's enough for them to go forward. They don't have any money. They have to preserve these weapons. So unless they get another mistake like that,
which they don't look like they're going to get, because Heroic have sat back passive. They've sunk their teeth into this post plant, and yeah, Vitality just holding on the extremity now. Even though ZywOo gets that kill, it's not enough to open up the retake opportunity.
This is the danger of losing so many opening duels throughout this entire half. The fact that Heroic has just worked you wherever they wanted is you never know if it's just like one or two people challenging you to take map control, or if it's like this, where it's a 5-person explosion on contact.
Yeah, and that's because like Kixan and Tessus have been so impactful alone, getting those entries, right? They haven't been traded.
And because you can't stop them anywhere, you have to respect everything still.
And it's causing slow rotations, and
Vitality's in a very tough position.
And they're looking like they're going home, and deservedly so, with the way they've played here in Katowice. They've had chances to get into the game multiple times. I mean, they even had that force win earlier on in this half and still didn't build on it. This has been so unconvincing on Vertigo. You had a force win and then a clutch where ZywOo has to win a 1v1. They easily could have gone the other way. But this is a little better. More pressure applied to ramp, and Apex uses that smoke that's nuked open to take a headshot on Tessus and stop him from just destroying their ramp control.
It's the third opening kill for Vitality in this half. Haven't had many to speak of.
Well, let's see if they can convert this 5v4.
They should be able to, playing passive, 2 players on Heaven, Mezzy behind the generator. Get your 1 kill on their entrance and play for the retake. You have utility. Plenty of Molotovs, plenty of HE grenades.
But Heroic have plenty of time. Got space now on this B bomb site, clearing out quad. All of the positions that Mezzy once stood in. Spinks with a big headshot, but look at Kixan behind enemy lines again. There's a player inside of that smoke, and it's Mezzy. The elusive Mezzy is taken down. Kixan clears the smoke, knowing the player could be close. And that shadow betrays Kixan in the end. Flamesy able to pull it back, but I cannot believe Heroic have found themselves in a 2v2 with a bomb down. And Vitality have to retake.
Nikita's kind of stuck out in the open. This is a little dangerous when that smoke fades, but he knows he's got a little bit of time while the Molotov burns. No more utility for Heroic.
Oh, this could break Vitality. This could be one of the final blows. Nikita tops up on top of the double stack. Gets 1 headshot. They're not on that defuse. It's ZywOo in this clutch. And now he's going to stick it. Now he's going to hold it. The Frenchman can't get it done. Slashed up in the smoke. And Heroic finding 9th round. They are punishing Vitality on this 3rd and final map.
Yeah, so much chaos, and I think Vitality might wish that they had moved and shifted some positions at some point. They chucked out a lot of utility, so I thought one would at least slide into the bomb site. But they had 3 players essentially around this generator. Not a lot of room to maneuver on this defense, and eventually all of them are found. Heroic is burying Team Vitality.
The energy is high in the Heroic camp, and for Vitality, it is completely flat. There's nothing to scream about, nothing to be happy about. And they are now in a position where they have to scrap just 3 in their CT side is the best case scenario. I don't even know if they're going to get that chance because Tessus, who has been lights out all half long, is back to his old tricks, and this time Apex takes him out. Traded though by Nerds.
Yeah, 1 for 1. I think Heroic's going to be just happy with that as well. They have the control.
Look at the rotation.
Yeah, everyone's here from Vitality. The follow-up execute is going to have to be perfect.
They almost have to bite down on something, but because the reaction didn't follow up for Heroic, they're now sending those players back to B.
Yeah, because they've seen it so many times. They're so concerned. They don't know where this next hit is going to come from. And everywhere's been successful, so Apex is going to have to back off, call back the teammates that just rotated away, because Heroic's coming in hot.
Heroic are toying with Vitality at the moment. Apex, nades fly towards it. Vitality yet to get a kill. They don't have the utility to stop that plant. Sure, a kill comes in from ZywOo, but the bomb is now down, and Apex moves through like a predator, lining them up. Nearly a chance to end it on his own, but that's Mezzi's job, and it will be 3 rounds right at the end for Vitality. Heroic looking so solid, 1 step away from knocking out the world's best. when you ask a player about which events they want to do well at, they'll say Katowice, Cologne, the majors, and currently Vitality is world #1, sit in that Hall of Heroes, facing elimination in groups.
Yeah, it looms way too close than they'd like, way closer than they'd appreciate. 3-9 is the scoreline from Vitality's perspective heading into the second half pissed around. It can all come crumbling down oh so quick, and why wouldn't it? Heroics had their number. This whole series, Heroic has felt like the better team, and Vitality has just barely been able to hang on. That switch better flip right now.
They're moving out middle as a pack here, Vitality. They're not going to be detected because the push from Heroic is coming down the ramp. They're trading position. Heroic might find themselves in a really good spot if they continue this walk.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be busting up the stairs on a flank before anyone really expects it. Mezzi's about to... Oh, he just checks the flank. Good find. He knows there's one more. Now two. Calling it out to his team, and they're going to bail out to the A bomb site. This pistol round got real weird, and Vitality's found the escape route.
Yeah, Mezzi's positioning there gives them all that early information they need to change their idea right at the end. But Tessis is coming back up that ramp. This fight is still on, but it is now gone. It is quelled as Spinks and Flames find all three right at the end. That's the pistol that Vitality needed.
Yeah, it really is. And let's see what they can build upon with it. This is where you want to see the championship experience of Vitality come through in this half. No quit. Don't play like you're down 3-9.
Don't play with that nervousness we've seen throughout this game so far, right? They have been very cagey. Maniac was saying on the desk that they have that sort of personality about them right now that they're playing a little bit timidly.
I think a lot of that comes from the fact that they can feel they're not playing their best game, both individually and as a team, and that's where the kind of timid nature, that's where the miscues are coming from. But at a certain point, you got to accept that that's the Vitality you're getting today and see what you can do with it, because historically, the best teams in the world can overcome that.
Well, Jason, they've better overcome this stack they're about to walk into. USPs and P2000s. It can't go wrong for Vitality. And so far, it hasn't, and it won't. Tesses stuck on default. Last player here for Heroic between Vitality and their 5th round. And he will not part them from that. It is 5 now for Vitality as they withstand the full eco.
Yeah, this next gun round is going to be critical. The interesting thing is like how much of a run does Vitality have to go on before they can allow the round hurts so much with Heroic already at 9. They're just 4 rounds away from knocking Vitality out.
And they really struggled to find any sort of consistent success in that first half at all. They weren't able to string rounds together. They weren't able to find anything in that first half of play. So they've got to hope that it's a completely different Vitality on this T side. Not a single round in that first half in a row.
Early flashbangs and spam, and Apex with his MAC-10 doesn't want to deal with it. He'll use that to create some space, but this isn't the moment.
So I was got the AWP out immediately. As soon as it's available, it's in his hands. Flames has that sort of Tesses role we've seen in the first half.
He didn't spot anything, though. And Nikodas is now with hearing them fall back. They want to go for the follow-up peek and might be right into ZywOo. Might be exactly what Vitality's hoping for.
Oh, there's the swing. It's actually Kicksand that will fall into the hands of Flames. And they still have the AWP here that's been undetected, yet to ring out a shot. And there it is. ZywOo's AWP has found some presence here in the round. It's Vitality up a player, and they are now moving off. They're leaving A and going back to this B-bomb site instead.
Yeah, clever little play from Vitality to lower that defense back into a deep peak, back into the AWP. And now they got to hustle to get into the site because Nertz is on the rotation. Shush, you got to deliver something that makes your teammates think it's possible, and they almost lined up for you. From here, should end up being a save, but Nertz is going to stick around just in case.
Yeah, Vitality lost a 4v2 on Mirage in this kind of scenario in the post plant. I think that one stings a little bit too much that they'll let it happen again. So Heroic, you're going to slip away. They're going to go for that save call. And this is much better from Vitality already. Bit of attitude, bit of punch. And 9-6, and that gap in MR12 really does shrink very quickly. If you get a very good start, you win the pistol, convert it, and get that first gun round.
Nice kill from Flames, and ZywOo making sure he can hunt down for the trade frag. Little stutter step from Mezzi, and Shush gets knocked off the building. Now within 3 is Vitality.
Terrorists win. Two weapons. Careful for all the...
Little bit of insight, not much. into the mind of Apex there. Be careful what Heroic can do even with these weapons.
And a timeout called from Heroic, coming up with a plan with which to use these two weapons that they saved. Second timeout.
Quite common. You'll see the timeout used for the coach to have a say across this. Just give them some extra time to put something together.
I remember, and this is what makes this kind of little bit of this contest out of Heroic so interesting and exciting, is this is a brand new team. They have not had a lot of time together. They don't have all the plans and all the protocols and the deep playbook yet because they haven't had time to develop it. And it was one of the things that Vitality talked about in the interview before this even began. The time that we've had together, they're a new team, we're not. That's a huge advantage for us to lean on, but it hasn't felt that way today. It hasn't actually manifested itself inside the server. I think the experience and the expectations of this team from Vitality are coming back to backfire them.
Well, perhaps that will change now in this half. This second T side for Vitality. I gotta see how they show us that championship mentality, if it does exist in this moment. And quiet on the ramp. There's nothing there. Not usual to see this kind of slow start to the round. We've experienced quick ramp bursts over the last few.
Yeah, set up at the B bomb site for Shush to take contact far back with the USP, and Nerds to pounce up and take advantage of it with an M4. Nikodas as well, hovering in middle with the M4, but those rifles will be mobile. Any success from these pistols, and the rifles are going to hustle to get involved in the action.
There goes nades towards Tessus. He jumps back to dodge them. Tickled by the flames. Not so much the damage it does to him, but more the fact that now he's stuck between two of them and they know exactly where he is.
He somehow came out on the better of that exchange.
I don't know how he did that. That's incredible.
We'll give it to him. Nikodas being boosted up to peer over the smokes towards ramp, towards anyone headed towards sandbags. Good nade damage, softening him up for the pistols and the M4s.
A couple of bullets spamming through those smokes in the middle of the bomb site. 35 seconds here for Vitality. And when you get this late into the round, chaos can start to ensue, but that bomb does go down. And now it's on to Heroic to retake this. Great shot from ZywOo. Over the top of the smoke, Nikodas does not get a step closer to attempting this. And there just isn't enough resources for Heroic to really make this one work. Geeksan will hang around though. He's only got P250 and some Kevlar, so maybe he can bring a player down if they were close, but even then, he's starting to drop back.
Yeah, that M4 in Nikodas' hands is recovered and passed away. They've gotten away with it, so two weapons brought forward into the next round. This stack that they had, that they tried to position in the right place, kind of fizzles out. Okay. Yeah.
All right then.
Yeah, that's a way to do it. Bomb goes off, and Vitality now within two. You didn't think they were going to go away that easy, did you? Now you see them loosening up, a few smiles creeping out. They're listening to Nerds. A few more smiles on the faces of Vitality as they come back in this.
Yeah, and this gap is being closed extremely quickly, it feels like, too, right? It's start off the second half, they've come out with a new attitude. All right, we're up against the ropes. We've got to come out swinging, and that's exactly what they've done. But we're back into the gun rounds, and Heroic have an AWP out for Nikodas, all the utility they could want among the rifles. Nikodas a CT off. Let's see if that can start to make an impact.
Oh, great nade on the Mezzi and Flames over by Shush.
Oh, and Shush, if he goes around that corner, there's three players for Vitality. It doesn't look like he's going to be in a good position to deal with his boost coming over the top, but he flicks back just in time. Gets that second player, rips apart the foundations, and Nurks is there to seal the deal. Two players left alive just like that for Vitality. And Heroic are in touching distance of that 10th round, but it's Spinks and ZywOo, the two players you want in this clutch situation. ZywOo goes down though, and just Spinks left in a 1v4, and he is not going to get close. 10 rounds as Shush shuts down the rounds and silences Vitality at B.
Man, how's he get two? These legacy Heroic players are just inflicting pain on Vitality in this map. First one, a little peekaboo. Second one transfers down to get Flames, softened up by the nade from earlier, so he goes down quick through the flooring. Stopped cold in their tracks.
Yeah, these two legacy Heroic players are getting some revenge back from some of those finals they lost to Team Vitality. Some of those big matchups throughout last year when KD was still in the team. And they are stepping up what needed most here with this new look Heroic roster, with this refreshed team. And There's Zaiwu. Perfect shot on Nikodas. How dare you stand in his position?
Okay, well, we saw Heroic able to work the 5-on-4s from the T side just day after day, round after round. Looks like they're going to do it again. Flames gets aggressive, jumping up on the sandbags. Tessus is blinded. No chance. And now the map controlled by Vitality. Not a piece of damage taken yet. Overwhelming odds, and they're just going to group up and stick together, keep it simple on a day when they have had miscue after miscue, not wanting to overcomplicate this final play.
Well, they can't afford to have another miscue here. And it's Shush looking to delight him and line them up. Did have that opportunity, but it is just one for Shush. That is not going to be enough to make this look realistic, and good spam from Apex through that smoke. Kixan's gone and Nertz has to save.
Yeah, Kixan's just trying to get lucky.
Does that a lot, doesn't he? The thing about Kixan, though, it is an interesting talking point. The fact that he did have that great run back in Paris. There was a lot of underdog runs at that event. So sometimes you miss out on the storyline. You don't cover it as much. You know, Shuey made it to Gamer Legion. Now he's in Mao's. But Kixan stayed with his team. He stayed with Apex for a decent amount of time after that major. And maybe a lot of people put it down to just a fluke and overperformance. We've seen JL get ripped out of that team. But you got to say, the fact that Kixan's come into Heroic and it's looking this good already, I'm excited about his in-game leadership for the future.
Yeah, I think it's more how he kept them competitive after the major than the major run that probably made him more valuable to teams. Just took a while for that call to come in.
Especially when the coach was gone, too.
Yeah, but obviously saw something in him. Nertz is going to find that kill on Apex and keep the AWP in the hands of Heroic. So a big toy, I should say, gets brought forward to the next round.
So 2 rounds to tie this up for Vitality. Last time out used in regulation here by Heroic.
Yeah, they're going to fully invest here. Smoke blown open, Zaiwu gets it. Tess is blinded, he eats it. A good round from Vitality. And Heroic now just nursing this lead. They've got money built up after this buy as well. A decent bank for Heroic, all things considered, with this 2-round lead. They can sustain a loss and still fight back. But we're getting down to it. And while in the previous maps we've seen the pressure of losing a map fall squarely on the shoulders of Vitality, you have to imagine, now that it's the 3rd one, now that it's elimination, Heroic's going to be feeling that too.
Nikodas got blasted away when he was playing towards short side last round, so he's changed up his position and will start this round at sandbags instead. No one from Heroic committing round corners, letting Vitality have that space to work with up the ramp, but delaying them with their own utility. They've got that waterfall smoke coming down. Tess says, don't walk around that corner. He drops on back. So some control given Vitality. Apex is going to work with that and just be patient.
Yeah, even abdicating the position over at sandbags as well as the rest of the defense goes passive. This time, no opening kills provided, or no opportunity for opening kills even given to Vitality.
Options for an A split if Spinks and Mezzi can be successful through this mid front. Tessus is the player tasked with holding it, though. He's transitioned into the sandbag silently, actually rotating his forces over towards this A-bomb site instead, and that has given a chance for Spinks to move forward because he heard the steps. He knows that there has been a transition of the watch in middle, and this is giving space to Spinks, and he might just devastate them with it. Creeping in behind, 30 seconds, this could be the move. It looks like it will be. Spinks takes them out. It's 1 kill on Nikodas, and now it's panic stations for Heroic. Ain't gonna worry about that elevator split. Well worked for Vitality, and they're into the bomb site, but Kixan undetected. He's still at short, and that bomb goes down. Vitality have to realize they haven't fully cleared short side, and now with that flank coming up the ramp, they look towards it. It's now just Nertz left, a 1v3 in front of him. He's got Apex. He needs a little bit more. No utility here, but he switches to the AK-47 for that instantaneous headshot, and he's hoping he can get a few of them. But that Molotov picked up in the last second for Mezzi has locked him out of this, and he will fall to the hand of Spinks. What a sick mid-play coming in.
Yeah, and it's all the information. It's all the information of that sprint from the mid player over to from Tess's. Those footsteps given up let Spinks know he had the perfect timing to just wrap around that A bomb site. And because the execution at A is happening at the same exact time, it's occupying all of the defenders' attention. Nobody's considering middle. No one from the B bomb site shifted. You even got a follow-up lurk in middle as well. That's effective from Mezzi. Perfectly played round from Vitality, but they're not out of it just yet. Another buy, another off for Nikados.
Vitality fighting tooth and nail at this point, but Heroic not dead just yet. Perhaps enough life to close this and knock Vitality out. Spinks in mid just moved away as Nerds took up an angle to watch it.
6-1 run for Vitality right now. They came out of the halftime break ready and prepared to get off to the races. This T side has been so effective.
And it's been a team effort across the board. It hasn't been the hero story of ZywOo getting them through it. Everybody doing their job. Spinks forces Nerds to change up his spot, and Spinks will not commit to middle. Instead, he is going to drop down that ladder and join the rest of the Vitality players because they have their eyes set on this A-bomb site.
Nikados at the corner, that's been Molotov'd out frequently. In fact, Vitality have so much utility. They've done this so economically speaking in terms of their utility.
So they're just going to be forcing these Heroic players further and further back into the bomb site, giving Vitality the space they need. But there's that shot from the AWP. It sticks around. It's consistent, it's persistent, and the shot from Nikados is only one. ZywOo able to reply, and Vitality up a player now.
Yeah, but your final boss is still here, Tess's. Does he have another play in him coming through the smoke? Oh, missed opportunity as ZywOo backs off.
Yeah, 4v2 now for Vitality. 20 seconds yet to plant the bomb. No utility to deny that. If Heroic had nades, they could stack that planter, but they just don't have it. They just don't have the resources, and the plant is going to come through with enough time. Spinks' headshot has put Nerds in an unwinnable situation here, unless they feed him, which they should not. And there's the peak. ZywOo locks it in, and we're all tied up. Vitality staying in it, and now Apex is getting fired up. Now he knows his team's in this game.
Yeah, and now he gets to run with a little bit of momentum. Now he gets to run knowing that he's buried Heroic. You want to talk about your attitude and your mentality shifting. Heroic have won a single round in this second half. Vitality's offense is looking like a well-oiled machine for the first time in this series, and thank God it's finally showed up.
They've broken Heroic down just bits and pieces here. Nerds with a rifle, everybody else on an upgraded pistol. Vitality have not seen a ticket more golden to go ahead into the lead. And that's ZywOo's shot ringing out. Tessus on the receiving end. You've got to hope that this rifle of Nerds does way more than it should in this round. And the dismount is quite loud, but no one from Vitality committed up the ramp.
Vitality's been so slow and patient and just playing a really strong fundamental game. It hasn't been any like ultra aggressive entries. No fast rushes, catching people off guard, not really a whole lot of cheese going on, just a solid game of Counter-Strike from the T side of Vertigo. Both teams shifting over to the A bomb site. We'll get a clash.
Oh, it's a free kill that for Nerds. Apex crosses too far in the open with no help. Vitality stay committed. The bomb among the pack. It's Mezzi that carries it forward. ZywOo, oh, timing, unscopes. That's the swing from Kickstand. That's the kill, and this could now be disaster, but Spinks and Flames pulling it back, and they absolutely needed to. Here's Shush up top, and he is caught. Starting to get a little worrying there, Jason, just for a moment, but Flamesy and Spinks come out on top.
Yeah, a little dicey. That was still going to be tough for Kickstand to kind of build upon that sort of a kill onto ZywOo. Good follow-up from Spinks, good kills from Flames. It all started with this pick, and Vitality can breathe easy after a little bit of a scare. And you're right, just the chaos, the utility, the smokes that are down everywhere, that can get confusing. Heroic.
This is their fight. This is it. The last legs they stand on with a bye here. There's not a lot of money left over in the bank. If they lose this round, Vitality should be taking this and staying alive in Katowice. If not, Heroic once again have a chance. ZywOo's the player that takes early damage. The Vitality come through middle. Spinks at the front of the attack. Clears close positions. Molotov helps him to limit the spots he can focus on. And Kixan, double swing, double kill. And now it's 11-10 with Vitality, a player down, make it 2. ZywOo finally arriving with a big shot there through the wood on Shush. And maybe a bit more for ZywOo, as he has eyes on Nertz around that corner, waiting for an overextension, predicting the position of Nertz, and the swing is out, but it's with a flash. And that gets ZywOo off the angle and keeps Heroic a player up. But it's not over yet. Nertz still has work ahead of him, but he's changed his position. And this position could be so strong, it could be so effective in bringing Heroic to 11 rounds and bringing Vitality to the brink. It's Nertz with the headshot, and Mezzi took damage too. A 1v3 for the British player to keep Vitality in a comfortable position, but it just looks so difficult at this point for Mezzi. Sends the Molotov in behind. Nertz is staying behind cover, baiting him in closer and closer. That flank comes through. It's Nertz with a massive round, a massive moment in this game. And Vitality, they have to stomach the game being tied up again.
They didn't expect him to get aggressive there. They didn't expect him to step forward when you have ZywOo's up-trained on your position. They expected him to back away, play it safe inside the bomb site. I just mentioned Vitality's been playing this slow. This is a change of pace meant to perhaps catch them off guard, and boy, does it not work. Shut down by a beautiful spray transfer from Kixan, excuse me.
Will soon kick in as we head into round 23. It's Flames sprinting up through the ramp. A little bit of speed this time from Vitality. Attitude as they go for the knockout punch, but it hasn't worked. They've missed that opportunity. And Nertz has pushed down the V-Stars. He's taken that whole avenue of approach away from Vitality instantly.
For the moment, they're not addressing it. They're not even concerned about it. They want to take control of this A ramp, and they have it for the moment. Re-aggression, though, from Heroic. Oh, it all lies on this.
Oh, Flamesy close. Money on the brink for both teams. This round will likely decide this.
But look at the stalemate. Look at how they don't want to actually commit to that fight. Such a tough fight to lose when the round has so many implications.
Tesses being put in position. This time boosted, but drops on down immediately, deciding they want to play a little bit more aggressive, using a boost again this late in the round. But look at Apex. He's looking for it. Apex has the read on it, and he doesn't get the kill. Apex is brought down to 1 single health point. And Spinks can activate now through middle. He's been an absolute predator when given the timing. We watched him win a round from this position earlier on in this half. He's looking to do it again in the round that matters most, as Flames, Mezzi, and Apex come in with a trio of beautiful kills. And it's just the cherry on top with that late lurk through middle from Spinks. Nertz, no hero play this time. Vitality, find 12 first.
Vitality is more than happy. If you're going to give them that much ramp control for that long, they are more than happy, as they've shown throughout this half, to just walk up and execute. Look at that little glance down from Apex. I think he's looking for utility. I think he's looking to see what everyone has, and he just like barely looks away. If he holds his crosshair there, he's likely got it, but he does come back, as we could see, and get it through the boards anyway. 12-11. Vitality, one chance. One chance to win in regulation and let loose that deep sigh of relief.
Nertz grabs one on the way out, but it doesn't matter at this point. It's about the swing that's coming his way, and Nertz has lost everything, and that is a sound of celebration, a squeal from Apex.
Yeah, you could hear that muted scream. You could feel it.
Yep.
All right. Heroic's able to scrape together some rifles. Decent utility as well.
It's not bad, actually. It's pretty good here for Heroic.
The biggest problem is the nades, because that's what you want to have to fight for ramp control if you ever want to. I wonder if we see Heroic actually step up and challenge, so that Vitality can't just sit with ramp control for most of the round. It means putting yourself in harm's way with ZywOo's up on the other side.
Kixan hops on down through short. It's Tessis with that first kill. Oh my god, Kicksam walks right into Apex, and just like that, Heroic have the first 2 kills of this round. They don't need utility, they just need bullets, and they're moving forward through that ramp. They've got full control, and Vitality put down to just 2 players, and Spinks is barely alive.
I think Vitality caught off guard. They've been able to have that ramp control almost for free round after round, and they're so shocked, I think, to meet resistance. Shush peering straight down. Spinks has no HP for a trade. Mezzi's gonna be easy. This one's overtime. Heroic stand tall when they needed it most. A rough half, but the final round is theirs.
Vitality were coming back into this. They did so much to get to 12 rounds, but a hero moment for Nerds in regulation and the comeback to overtime. This new look Heroic are still dancing with the greatest.
Okay, here we go. First map overtime, third map overtime. These teams neck and neck. Second map 13-11 victory for Vitality. Neither one of them relinquishing for long. And everyone's got money now. No more economic issues, although still a little bit of frustration.
Vitality just want to be done with this matchup, man.
Yeah.
They just want to get through it.
They're ready to just chill.
Vitality pushed to the verge of collapse. But we reset this game again. Vitality focusing up towards the bottom of the ramp. Heroic given control for the early portions of this first round of overtime.
This time it's not in-your-face control and defense of A ramp. It's a little bit of a trap setup that will start getting busted by Molotovs. Scaffolding player had to back away, which means so does the sandbags and so does the crane player. Counter nades raining in for Heroic and doing damage.
But Nikodos is starting to activate it. It's a missed shot and he can't fall back because the flames at his feet keep him in position. And Apex will make quick work of him. Nice shot from Mezzi, whizzing through that smoke and through the box into the brain of Tesses. Plank coming through. Zaiwu, he's gone. He's knocked out by Nerds. And that bomb is not planted. And this round is not over because Nerds is their reckoning. As he comes through that smoke, Nerds delivers death right to their feet. And Spinks is left in a 1v3. He's come back up through short, everything to do still. And he does bring down Nerds. With 30 seconds left, this round is still doable for Spinks.
Molotov out, gonna peek into that bomb site, but he just mollied himself off. So
he has just cost himself the round with that Molotov.
He's cost himself at least 5 seconds, and yeah, it's gonna have to be a mad dash.
Pick up the bomb, sprint to the site, and Heroic know with this limited time he has to commit to it. They think he's likely on default, but it's an intelligent play to plant on the offside, but they still clear him out once they realize it's not on that default spot. There's nowhere he could have got to, and what a step up from Nerds.
Yeah, that's huge. And I feel the frustration. Like, remember, he's been over at that B bomb site a number of times during these A executes with nothing to do because Vitality just kills everyone, and by the time he arrives, or by the time the dust settles, it's time to save. And this time he's like, hell no, I'm getting involved. Drop the nade, push through. Great flash from Kickson to set him up.
Can't believe this.
What a massive sequence to save the day and gives Heroic the lead again.
That's why they call him Rookie of the Year, one of the most talented prospects we've had. Snappy sung his praises many a time when he wanted to pick him up for his team, and outside issues, outside of the game, couldn't get him into the roster in time. He had other obligations, and once the time was right, he came back to professional Counter-Strike, and my God.
2-11 in this third map for Nerds.
I think people were disappointed about him finding his spot here in Heroic. We were hoping maybe he went to a bigger team, but damn, it's working out at the moment. He doesn't get much bigger than this. You're going against the #1 team in the world. It doesn't get bigger than this.
It's a big test for a young player who just got Rookie of the Year to switch into a new lineup and have to be the star player of a lineup that's trying to figure out how they want to play together. But early returns are fantastic, as we can tell.
Vitality forced away from ramp control early. And that nade, well, it goes deep enough, but not a lot of damage. So the drift back from Vitality, letting the wind take them to B. Perhaps that wind will be taken out of their sails once again by Shush. He swings out, flash play doesn't work out. Nerds now instead has to step up And it's one from Nertz. Could he get a second? He absolutely will. Nertz is just so good right now. Heading into overtime, he's just up the gear. He's unplayable to a certain extent.
Vitality's missing a little bit of utility, though. That flashbang went up and didn't go deep enough to blind his position. That's why he's able to get the second kill. That'll be something they see in review.
Well, Kixan has moved in the cover of the smoke, but ZywOo's on the other side of it. It isn't the ZywOo today that strikes fear into his opponents. It's a human version of ZywOo rather than the alien we're used to seeing. And he's around the back of Tetris in the final 30 seconds. Tessus has even drifted back over here to help.
Spinx is being so passive in this mid lurk.
Oh my God, ZywOo's down, and Spinx, yeah, he's just nowhere to be seen, so it's all on Flamesy alone with that bomb. 20 seconds left. He needs Spinx to go right now. He almost needs Spinx to just sprint around that corner. If there's any hope in the world, and that bomb's down. Spinx also falls as soon as he rounds that corner, and it's 14-12. Heroic are playing with Vitality in overtime.
Yeah, man, I want to see Spinx involved in that. Why, like, pressure middle while they're in this posture at the top of the B stairs, but those defenders, so much comfort to just keep looking forward. No pressure coming in anywhere, and Spinx just not involved in that round. Here's the flashbang, you'll see it coming up over. It didn't quite get there, and Nertz is able to rattle off a second one.
So sick that Nertz is able to get two there, just retreating, staying focused. Quite often you'll see a player get one and then try to get back behind the cover, but Nertz stood tall. Heroic, 2 away now from knocking out Vitality yet again, find themselves in that position.
An incredible comeback for Vitality in regulation, down 3-9 to bring it back with the chance to win. Heroic might just take everything from them in overtime.
And that comeback was on the T side, crucially, Jason. They're not winning T rounds in overtime. They've got to do it on the CT side, and it is just dominant from Heroic right now. There is nothing Vitality are saying in these rounds. There's no show of competitive nature. Heroic dominate the ramp fights. They are now 5 versus 2, and the round has virtually just begun. This Vitality are not making it through currently unless something magic absolutely fills them up going into this next round. They've got to be flawless just to force another overtime.
Well, Mezzi, Molotov deep, swings out open, but utility's there. Heroic's just so on point. The communication is flowing. They're working together so well. I don't see a world for this 2-on-5, and they're going to keep pressing the issue. Sjuush harassing them every step of the way, and now the rest of Heroic is just going to show up and clamp down this bomb site. That smoke, I think, is the last signal that lets Vitality know they just can't win.
They'll throw everything they've got at it, but
20 seconds.
Not getting any closer. Nertz just sends the bullet through.
They can't even get off the stairs.
They're just stuck in one position. Spinx is taken out. It is Heroic up to map point, elimination point for Vitality. This is looking incredible from the new look Heroic. Just one step closer, they take out the world #1. They take out the best player in the world, all in one foul swoop.
And this is a big difference as well. Look at it now, peering down ramp, taking those fights. While in regulation, Vitality could march up and have their way with any kind of a set piece. Towards the end of regulation, Heroic just said, no more. Let's make this easier on ourselves. Let's not let them sit at the base or at the top of ramp and eat the sandbags for 20 seconds setting up utility. Let's make sure they have to pay to get ramp control.
Katowice up the top of the ramp, gets into the midst of battle, but retreats and sets up elsewhere. Heroic have eyes on this B-bomb site. It is a site that was so weak for Vitality in that first half. We did not see Mezzi have a great time over that. This will be a crushing blow to the campaign of Vitality at the start of 2024 to go out of Katowice here. And Sjuush is running forward, attacking at the front of the pack. It goes around the corner, and it's ZywOo with that first one. Needs a kill here, Mezzi, and he gets it. It's not over just yet. Vitality are stepping up on this hold, and Heroic have not been able to find their way through, but that shot from Kixan, he won't be able to get away with it. And Nikodas, he is not finding anything. Vitality stay alive at least for another round.
Yeah, that's a dominant hold of that B-bomb site, and that's, I mean, importantly, that's an area where they struggled. Mezzi had a tough time being aggressive at B stairs, had a tough time holding them back. Remember, Heroic's T side was really powered by getting some opening kills and then working the middle of the map for B splits in the mid-round and the late round. This time, just pushed all the bodies towards the site out of the gate, and Vitality handle business.
But every round they go into, they face elimination. Every round, it has to be perfect just to get more overtime. It's not a comfortable position for any team. Katowice stopped by utility, held at bay, and now Apex has to take him out. He will do exactly that, but the trade from Nerds through the smoke. His target has been found. Flame stepping up for just a single kill. Even trading, Heroic will take that.
Yeah, but yeah, they absolutely will, because now this lets them play the map a little bit more. This knows, now they know the defense is going to have to make decisions, is going to have to move a little bit, and can they find the seam?
Mezzi in quad, a position he held in out throughout regulation that was cleared multiple times, and so many Molotovs ready to go here.
They've got 3 of them this time around. He does have a smoke to put it out, but he'll be stuck in that position.
Mezzi is mollied. Smoke goes down. He just has to stand in this position, and they know exactly where he is, so they send the nades in after him, and Mezzi can do nothing. He cannot fight, and Vitality, they've only got 2 players left. It has to be a step up now from the man himself. ZywOo trying to stay alive, and he can't do it. The world #1 are out in groups. No more Vitality, no more ZywOo. And the curse in Katowice still stands.
Yeah, it's a massive blemish on an otherwise spotless resume for the best player in the world for ZywOo, but unable to have success in Katowice year after year.